Journaling has been a lifesaver for me. To summarize what journaling has done for me, it has allowed me to get out of my head whenever inside of my head feels like the fiery pits of hell. What's happening, leprechauns? This is How to Battle Psychosis. I don't know what episode, it's been a while. Today we're going to be talking about journaling and how you can use journaling to battle your psychosis. In this video, we're going to be looking at why journaling is good for you with some scientific evidence to support it. Following that, we're going to be looking at how you can start consistently writing, because sometimes with journaling, the hardest part of it is getting started. And then we're going to be looking at what you can write about. So, getting straight into with studies. Before the studies, actually, I would like to add that the scientific studies that I have got for you, unfortunately, none of the participants actually had psychosis. Why? Probably because it's a lot more difficult to get participants that have psychosis. Whenever I was doing research for how to recover from psychosis, there was not a lot of evidence to support that you even can recover from psychosis. The only information that you'll find online is like medicine. And so instead of going out and looking for how to recover from psychosis, I pretty much just looked up how to be as healthy as possible and how to have the best mental health.
So without further ado,
here are some scientific studies. Let's go! Number 1. Journaling can free your mind from worries. A study from Michigan University found that people that worried a lot, whenever they journaled, they were able to perform better on stressful tasks. As you are aware, leprechauns, having psychosis is a very stressful situation. We need to have the least amount of worries in order to battle our psychosis. So yeah, get writing. Study number 2. Journaling can make your trauma feel less intense. In a UCLA study, researchers found that putting feelings into words produces therapeutic effects in the brain. They discovered this by using brain imaging scans. And what they did is they got the participant to sit in a chair and they showed them pictures of people that were angry. Whenever they showed them the picture of the angry person, their amygdala, which is like their fear responder, or their fight or flight, as it's commonly known as.
Faster, school, faster!
Their amygdala lit up whenever they seen the angry person. After the participant seen the angry face, once they labeled the emotion of the angry face, say they just said, that person is angry, their amygdala produced a reduced response. The idea from this study was to test if the ancient Buddhist philosophy of labeling your emotions was effective. And their study suggested that it was, in fact, effective. Some ancient teachings are beautiful. This principle, it is the principle of emotional intelligence, which is a great book too. To relate this to journaling, by labeling your emotions, you will be able to calm your mind down and find that sanity you need whenever you're feeling overwhelmed. Study 3. This study found that journaling can be as beneficial as CBT. Why? Because you're able to apply the same principles as CBT. CBT has been suggested to be over 80% effective for those suffering with mental health issues. Basically what it does is it allows you to see what unhealthy behaviours or habits you have in your life, and it allows you to create new healthy habits or behaviours, thus allowing you to live a healthier lifestyle. And now, finally, here's the scientific journal of Layo, the accredited source by Mr. Leprechaun himself. Mr. Leprechaun states, journaling is like transferring your thoughts from brain to paper. It gets them out of your head and onto paper. This can help you to process stuff, find solutions to your problems, be grateful, and help you to sleep at night. Wow, that Layo's a smart boy, eh? Alright, so how do we start journaling? Step 1, get a table in your room. Step 2, get a pen and paper. Step 3, open the book. If you've not already got a chair at this point, get a chair for that table. Step 4, set an alarm on your phone 1 hour before you want to go to bed. And whenever that alarm goes off, turn the alarm off, put the phone away, go to your table and start writing. Then step 6, write until you are tired and you can go to bed. It's that easy. I find it helpful to have a nighttime routine. Basically, what my nighttime routine is I go for a walk before I go to bed. Then whenever I come in, I brush my teeth, whatever, I sit down, I journal. Then I will do some light stretches to get me ready for bed. Then I'll get my book, I'll do some reading, and then whenever I get tired, I will go to bed. Also, to add to the ambience of all this, I'll light a wee candle and I'll turn off all of the white lights, because these white lights, they affect your eyes and they prevent you from getting to sleep. Alright then, and finally, the final step, what to write about. Here's what I write about leprechauns, and then I will allow you to experiment and see what you want to write about yourself. The first example is the brain fart. The brain fart is basically getting everything from in your head and transferring it onto paper. You basically write until there's nothing else to write about. It's a great way if you're overthinking about something. It will just allow you to get all of it out. And I swear, it really does help. Number 2 then is the lazy journal. This is my own version of the 5-minute journal. And it's a bit quicker than a 5-minute journal. What's better than a quicker version of a 5-minute journal? The lazy journal. Patented by Layo. Basically what this is I write down 3 things that went well that day. Following that, I write down 3 things that could have gone better that day. For each point that could have gone better, I write down how it could have gone better so that I can learn from my mistakes. Following that, I write down something I'm grateful for that day, and then I write down a lesson from the day. Number 3 then is CBT. CBT is the most common practice or therapy given to people that have psychosis in the UK. However, I waited 8 months to see a psychologist, and whenever I did finally see the psychologist, he did not teach me how to do CBT. So, thank God for this guy, Blind Boy. He taught me how to do CBT through his beautiful podcast, which I will have a link in the description, with his video on CBT, so that you can also teach yourself it. Finally then, at the end of all of my practices, what I do is I write out a plan for the next day. So my plan for the next day, it used to be I would just write down what the most important thing was that I wanted to do the next day. Whenever I had psychosis, it might have been something as simple as like going for a walk. Now, I try to get 2 to 3 important things done that day. And what I will do is I will label it by the hour or the half hour, depending on the exercise. Usually, I will allocate my time into sections of 1 hour and 30 minutes. Except this for like lunch. Then I'll do like an hour or 2 hours if I'm feeling hungry. Alright then, leprechauns, a question for all of ye. What do you like to journal about? And do you journal? Have you found it beneficial? Write it down in the comments. Thanks for listening, leprechauns. I will have to add, journaling, I swear to God, it really has been one of the most beneficial things that I have done for my psychosis recovery. I journaled every day for nearly 2 years, and without a doubt, I would not be as mentally stable as I am today without it. But yeah, please, I hope this helps you. If you like this video, give this one a watch. Please share this video with a friend, maybe even tell your psychologist or your therapist about it. That'd be really cool. And yeah, stay safe, leprechauns. God bless.